Well, hello, and I'm excited to be able to share with you a few announcements for this week. First announcement I want to make is that it's getting warmer out. I don't know about you, but I am really, really excited about that. Yesterday, I was down here in the basement working, and Bonnie came down mid-afternoon, and she said, "It's 70 some degrees out. Let's go for a walk." And it was so good to go for a walk and to be able to enjoy the warmer weather. So that's my first announcement. It's getting warm out, and so I hope you take advantage of that and enjoy that this weekend. But pertaining to the church, just a few things, two things I really want to bring to your attention. First of all, this coming Sunday, we are going to do a informational congregational meeting. Most of you who are planning on coming to that, being a part of that, have already registered for that. If you have not registered for that, please do so. You can do that by going to the Pulse and clicking on the announcement there, and it gives you the instructions on how to register. You can't participate if you don't register. And so, one thing that we're really excited about is we have about 100 people who've already registered for this. And so, there's going to be an opportunity for us to practice doing a congregational meeting through a webinar. And during this meeting, we're going to just kind of present a few things to you, but also practice how to submit a question, practice how to do a vote. So this is not an official meeting in the sense where we're voting on things, but it is a meeting where we're going to be able to practice doing that, because in June, on Sunday, June 14th, we are going to have a congregational meeting through a webinar, and we are going to vote on things like the budget for general fund and missions fund for the next year. And we are going to vote on things like the nominations from our nominating committee. And so we want to make sure we kind of get these kinks worked out through this new format. And so if you could be patient with us, but also participate with us in it, that would be helpful. We anticipate this meeting going about 45 minutes. We have a few things we're going to present, and after each presentation, we're going to open up for about 5 minutes plus of kind of Q&A to be able to answer some questions. So the outside of learning how to participate, we're going to address 4 issues in the congregational meeting. First of all, we're just going to give you a financial update, how we're doing financially, and how we're approaching the budget that we're going to present in June. So we want to be able to share that with you. And then after that, we open it up for a brief Q&A. Then secondly, we want to introduce some new members. So we're taking in 5 new members, and so we want to introduce them to you. Number 3, we want to give you an update as to where we are with our bylaws. Kind of had to put that on hold a little bit as we went through the initial process of dealing with the changes to the virus that brought to our church ministry, but now we want to kind of bring you up to date as to where we are with that. And then we want to talk about the challenge of moving forward, how to discern when to open up the church and to what degree and for what. And we want to kind of let you know how we're processing that. I just want to let you know right now we have more questions than we have answers, but we want to open up conversation about that as well. So that will be the content of our meeting, and just looking forward to being able to do that. So make sure you register for it, and that would be good. The second thing is we're going to share with you on Sunday that we are asking the church, to consider joining us for 10 days of prayer and fasting starting on Thursday of next week, which is Ascension Day, taking us all the way through to Sunday, Pentecost, which is the 31st. So it's 10 days. Now, I know that sounds rather daunting, but the fasting part of it, we're not going to be setting up some kind of legalistic means by which we encourage you to fast. That's something that's up to you, how you would like to do that, whether there's some aspect of doing that for 10 days, or whether there's a day where you're going to fast, or whether there's a meal you're going to fast from on a regular basis, or maybe there's something else that you fast from. But we want you to spend time fasting and praying. And in the sermon on Sunday, I'm going to talk about how the focus of this prayer and fast is to ask God what are the opportunities that He's opening up to us in light of our current situation. Either way, no matter what we decide to do with regards to opening up the church, either way, it's going to be a slow process of getting back to what we used to be able to do. And so, that's going to be a challenge. At the same time, I want to demonstrate from Acts chapter 11 and Acts chapter 13 this Sunday that God takes things that are out of our control and he does extraordinary things through that. And so in the story that we're going to look at on Sunday is that God took persecution that caused the church to scatter, and they ended up 300 miles north of Jerusalem in Antioch, and God established a church there. And it was through a challenging time, like persecution, something that was out of their control, and yet the church continued to do what the church does, and God established a church there. And from that church, God sent out Paul and Barnabas. And Paul ended up having 3 missionary journeys that ended up shaping the early church. And so, God did some amazing things out of very difficult, challenging times. And so we went to pray and fast and ask that God would demonstrate to us and give us a sense of what is the opportunity, what are the opportunities that God is giving to us as a result of the challenging times that we're going through. And that's going to take hearing from God, and that's going to take humble prayer, and we're asking you to join us in doing that. So we'll give you details as to how to do that. We're going to ask you to register. We'll have that information on Sunday so that we can send you daily prompts to just kind of remind you and to help you understand a little bit about the importance of fasting and what that looks like. So I look forward to be able to share that with you. I'm really excited about Sunday for multiple reasons. I'm excited for the sermon that God has placed on my heart, and I'm excited for the congregational meeting where we can have conversation about these things. And so be in prayer about that, and God bless you, and by all means, enjoy the warmer weather. God bless.